Out of the three areas that I threw out there, the schools, the sheriffs, and the workforce, and I do appreciate it, you're saying that the workforce adjustment came from within the recommended budget, where the other two came from outside the recommended budget and were requested by those organizations.
And maybe rightfully so,
If
but
we, yeah,
still.
no, I get,
Yep.
right. But if we can achieve the results from the recommended budget for the workforce, I mean,
4.5% increase is not bad.
No.
I'd like to know how many Carroll County residents are getting a 4.5% increase this year. I bet you not a lot. I think 4.5 is a respectable number. We're trying to find piggy banks to crack open to spend more money. This budget does a lot of good things. I think it's turning out better than I even had hoped. We're protecting the people who are vulnerable in this county, which are a lot of people. Next time you drive along the road, look to your right and your left, you're going to see a one-story, three-bedroom rancher. That person cannot afford more taxes. And they don't have kids in school, but they fund the school system. They don't have grandkids in school, but they're funding the school system. They're funding everything. And they don't probably even partake in it. So this budget does a lot of good things, but I mean, how long are we going to sit here to try to find more ways to spend money? I don't want to do that anymore. We should be focusing on the next 4 years, 5 years out at this point. And I don't want to be a part of a tax and spend budget. And this budget, I don't feel, is a tax and spend budget. If we stop now. If we want to go back and look at some things to cut in order to restore some of the funding that has been mentioned here earlier, okay, fine, let's do that. But, you know, I'll say it again, you don't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. We've all heard that song before. And if there's motions to raise revenue, raise taxes, let's have a motion. Let's vote on it. Let's stop talking about it, let's vote on it. If you want to, somebody wants to raise income taxes or property taxes or recreation tax, make a motion, please, and let's vote on it.
nobody is
Well, then we can stop talking
recommending,
about it then.
nobody is talking about income or property tax, period. I took it away, period.
Well, if it comes up again, let's have
No,
a vote.
period.
Let's have a vote. I want to hear a motion.
It is not. No one here is talking about increasing income
Okay,
tax
I
and
will wait
property
for
tax.
a-
We'll see what
I
comes
will
out
wait for a motion.
on other things. What I did share was that, to recap, all 5 of us agreed to raising recordation taxes. 4 of the 5 agreed to go from 6 to 6.25 in recordation taxes. We all agreed to fees that were raised for landfill and water and sewer in those locations that they use water and sewer, like the Freedom area. I would like to see ways to find the funds to ensure our workforce gets what's recommended, which is that 5.5% increase. If we can't get there, we cannot get there. But I would like to see, if possible, if you want to make a motion to cut something and find something, then do that. But I don't know where that is. Because I'm asking, where can we cut above and beyond what's out there?
We were at 0 when we started. We're a little over 0 again. I'm willing to, I've lost some votes here in this budget process. I'm willing to live with that and stop right now. If anybody else wants to go back and try to find things to cut, I'm all for it.
Oh, so you don't want to cut things now? Okay, and that's fine. I just,
If you want to continue to spend money, Commissioner Rothstein, we have to cut some things because we're not raising revenue. We already did. You've already mentioned that several times this afternoon, how we've raised taxes.
we did.
Okay.
And I'm
The
looking
fourth time
to
you've mentioned
find ways to provide the services for our county. And that has to do with the schools, the sheriff's department, and our employees. And honestly, if I need to stare at the screen, longer, that's what I'm going to do until someone wants to make a motion, second, and adjourn. But I believe that we owe it as much time to have the conversations, to say this is the best we can do.
But with respect, I do feel that is a mistake to treat every county taxpayer as this homogeneous group that is sitting at home right now going, got to raise those three things, got to put that stuff back in there. That is simply not true.
I agree. I agree with you.
So we owe it to those people
Everybody
If we-
has their own priorities. No, I apologize. I didn't mean to.
to find
'cause I
ways to
agree.
to find ways to,
I mean,
make some
there's
cuts if we
groups
have
out there that want more turf fields, or more parks, or more wrestling mats, or more gymnasium space, or more of this, and I do. Carroll County Field House, you know, at the community college. You're right. Everyone has their own, and we're not homogeneous in that sense. But I do believe that we still do not provide the best that we should be able to provide when we have a workforce that's 10% vacant, that we are not incentivizing them with a 5.5% salary increase. And if I lose on that, I'm going to lose on that. Or a sheriff's department that we're providing the state-of-the-art equipment, and he is still having challenges retaining the workforce. Or the schools that has nothing even to do with Blueprint, but has given us a priority list of the things they need to achieve today to prepare themselves for Blueprint, which is in front of them. So that's the conversation I'm having. To me, those are those big rocks. If the answer is no, because I threw out property tax because I was wrong, and that is not what I was looking at. I was looking not at property tax as where I was looking at revenue. So I was wrong. We'll see who captures that on social media, but that's all right.
Well,
So I'm
gentlemen,
just
I-
looking at revenue.
I think what your argument is that we can do better, and we can always do better. I'm not going to argue with you about that. I'm not going to disagree. We can always do better, but sometimes you can't.
I
I mean, you
know.
do as good as you can, and I think we're at that place.
It goes back to, you know, you and I agreeing very much on comfort and acceptance, you know? I mean, I agree with you. You're not comfortable, but you're going to accept it. I'm not comfortable, but I'm going to accept it in moving forward and doing everything we can. We're saying the same thing.